We'll now hear from Kapila Mehta, Vice President, Sustainability Power Product, Schneider Electric India, on sustainability action needed not only for planet, but also for survival of businesses. Kapila has nearly 2 decades of experience and exposure to work with local, global, and global environment with best of industry leaders. She has a diverse function experience ranging from manufacturing, quality, industrial, sales, R&D, strategy marketing, and merger and integration. Today, accountability is necessary to influence global business of power product of multi-billion euro by creating one more sustainable option. Over to you, Kapila. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I was hearing two previous speakers before me, and it was very, very, very learnful thing. Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Kapila Mehta, taking care of sustainability for power product division in the Schneider Electric. When you hear the word Schneider Electric, it's being pioneer in this field of sustainability. Before we start anything on the topic of MSME, that how we are unlocking the potential of MSME into sustainability, and my topic would be, though with MSME, we focus about job creation, their impact on economic growth and other things. There is a huge thing which we could expect with MSME is how they can decarbonize and how they can contribute to the decarbonization and why it is important that they come on board for this. Before that, let's understand in first 60 seconds on reinforcing the message that climate change is not the phenomena experienced in one part of the world, it's global and has started becoming reality in many zones. I would just refer to the recent study which was being shared by WMO at Egypt in COP27, and with the result was that in past 8 years, 2015 to 2022, there have been 8 warmest years on record so far, and which is fueled by ever-rising greenhouse gas concentration and accumulated heat. The report, interestingly, also says about that how global warming made every heat wave more intense and life-threatening, and it is contributing to the upsurge of the climate change impacts such as sea level rise, extreme weather situation. This time the glacier ice melt was the highest. So there are record-breaking every year. That means we have to take action, and we have to take action now. Now, this journey and what I was looking at is it all started very, very seriously from the record is COP21, the Paris Agreement. Starting 2015, when we see that many countries came together and took the carbon pledge, and many business joined the hand also. Schneider Electric was among the first one to take the pledge, and I'm proud to be part of this journey now. Here, what has changed from since 2015 is that the companies are not only waiting and writing their commitment on paper, but it also backed up by a strong action plan, which is pushing a new way of working. To give you an example, in 2018, if 200 approx companies has taken the carbon pledge, today at 2022, we are talking about 3,000 companies. The number seems low, but you would be surprising to know that these numbers are not only for large corporations, they are not spread only for one geography, it's across the geography, even in Asia, North America, China. Sustainability now is a top priority of business objective. In other words, it's no longer a nice to have, and it is essential for both business credibility and survival. As you know, one company can't change the game. If one company take a pledge, and we said that today 3,000 plus company has taken the pledge, it's an ecosystem around that company which has to transform and which has to make a deal. I'll give you an example that PepsiCo estimated, and it's coming from the source of PepsiCo, estimated that 92% of its carbon emission comes from the outside the firm's own operation. And only 8% of its suppliers have scientifically approved climate targets. Now, when I give this message, it comes back to MSME field because many of the supplier, the partners are coming from this segment. The raw material comes from the MSME, most of it. Today in Europe alone, 48% of organizations already integrate sustainability KPIs into their partner selection process. The trend is seen across multiple sectors. many things which is happening. So you know now that government is incentivizing or sometimes penalizing. There are regulations coming into picture. So there is a government who is pushing. Looking at those regulation, incentivization and penalty, there is a strong focus from the investor to see that how companies are doing in ESG field and what are their SDG targets. Then there are customers who are requesting them that what is the emission, what you are doing and how you can help them. And at the same time, your own employee in your own firms would start to ask you that, are you doing things right at your end? And hence, when I say that, think of decarbonization as not only good for planet, but good for business too. It has become very, very important for your own business credibility as well as for survival. The large organization, I can name many. Let me take example of Schneider Electric itself. We have taken the pledge that when we go for net zero CO2 by 2030, we have also taken few initiatives. Example, we will by 2025, we will increase green content in our product by 50% and also committed to have 100% of our packaging free from single-use plastic and we'll use recycled cardboard. Does it ring the bell? What we are saying is our selection of vendors will be also refocused on the parameter that will fit into this criteria. And hence, engaging the full value chain, making that our suppliers are also onboarding. So the companies like us, we are making sure that our 1,000 suppliers achieve the net zero target, and we are handshaking with them on technology exchange, auditing, making them understand what is their carbon assessment criteria. At the same time, for our partners, as part of our business ecosystem, partners can exchange ideas with fellow partners, educate and upskill their employees and equip themselves to deliver best-in-class sustainability solution to their customers. Now, when we say this, and I come back to the same topic that it cannot be done by one company, it's an ecosystem, and we also need to see the way we are changing, the way the business is happening, and we are exchanging transaction is happening with one another. So it's very important that we start to understand the rising trend of sustainability and see that this is giving your business an opportunity as well as a risk. When we start our journey for sustainability, the kind of measurements what we do is become key. Today, we all know with COP21, we said that meeting 1.5 degrees Celsius will be the key over the average to maintaining the temperature in industrial area. Now, it's not a question of destination anymore. We are talking about the question of speed. How many people come on board? Who will be the early adopter? Who will transform their overall infrastructure and join this journey so that they are not leaving behind? Because going forward, the trend will force you to move into this direction. The three key transformation which can help all of us to make sure that we join this journey and achieve the carbon net zero target is decarbonizing our energy supply, accelerating our electrification, and boosting energy efficiency and circularity. It's a very, very key topic for all of us. Now, if I come that once we understood that what is and why sustainability is important with climate change, we also know that your investor, your partners, your customers, your own employee would be requesting you to take some action. This also need to see that the government regulations and the policies is asking you to change. Decarbonization and transitioning towards greener business practices will undoubtedly play an essential role in global effort to limit the effect of climate change and achieve carbon neutrality target. It would happen because the transformation is coming around that, which means that this effort will require change. At Schneider, we are doing this by partnering for sustainability, creating collaborative business ecosystem with our partners to help them decarbonize their own operations while doing the same for our mutual customers. Over the past few years, decarbonization pathways has given in many sectors. So if we talk about the major sectors which are getting influence is power, definitely, building, transport, as well as industry. Many of the MSME comes from this sector of industry sector. They have their own challenges because for building, transport, there are technologies available. We are doing a lot many things for cost reduction and easy to deploy simple process solution. For industry segment, the This sector suffers with the process, the manufacturing process itself need high processed heat. You need existing facilities will require a lot of capital investment, and it need more fuel change. You know, the more than fuel change, you need electrification. You have to have the efficiency in your operations. So it's beyond many things, and you have a lot of challenges in front of us with respect to MSME. However, working with one another, working in this full ecosystem would help. I'll give you a few examples what's happening around the world. In EU ETS framework, in industrial energy management system, we are adopting a new advanced technology along with green electrification of industries. And that is helping the European countries to adopt few of these key green electrification topics. China has started energy efficiency improvement, reward, penalty mechanism to reduce energy consumption, as well as to incentivize the segment which are more renewable. India is doing the same. You see many initiatives which are coming from the country is giving you a lot more incentivize who are decarbonizing themselves. Which means that as far as the demand side management is concerned, recycling and reusing the material has led to the reduction in demand for carbon intensive products. So the ecosystem around us is definitely changing. What we need to do together is how do we play a role to accelerate the demand side of it so that this becomes a pull factor, because all of us know that there is no planet B. Climate change was always a concern, but now has become an important factor for business in today's world. We all are heading towards green economy, which means low carbon, resource efficient, and socially inclusive. This means that we have opportunity for MSME and we have risk for the few business who do not change and adapt and evolve. Which means why we need MSME also to join this journey is if we see the bigger and larger corporation. We took an example of PepsiCo that 92% comes from outside the operation. MSME are part of the full global value chain. How they can play a role becomes very crucial for overall commitment for the carbon net zero pledge. And that's why it's important. And that's why the partner selection process will become more and more strengthened, more and more rigid, and as well as the country's regulation will start to become more and more important. Now, if we continue to focus on our bottom line, it's a topic which many of MSME in my discussion with them, it comes up that a lot of focus goes in their bottom line, and high upfront transition costs are a major barrier in the certain environment efficiently improvement in MSME. The operating cost definitely becomes a concern, and it will cause lags in decarbonization. How do we change? Start from your emission understanding. What is your operation is emitting to the global environment? Start from your baseline, and then see that how you can use the 4 key levers to make your business and accelerate your progress and tap the opportunity which is bringing through this sustainability. See that if we can have electrification in your operations by replacing fossil fuel using technology with that use electricity as a source of energy. Second, reduce energy use and improve efficiency through digitization to create smart operation. You have energy, and how smartly you use it in a very efficient way is important. Replacing resources with sustainable option that optimize space and material usage and minimize waste and harm to the planet. The last but not the least is engaging the full value chain to advance your own supplier. Once you work with yourself, work with your suppliers and vendor decarbonization and encourage circular business practices. It all starts from us, and it all can be done. More and more governments should be coming together. They will be making the policies, but start your journey today. See, work in an ecosystem, create an open environment where you could play a role, and MSME is a key part to ensure we engage full value chain. Remember, it's crucial for business, and we also need to understand there is no planet B. Thank you so much, and I strongly believe that unlocking the potential of MSME is a very, very key in the field of sustainability. They are the key growth element. In developing countries, at least the MSME plays a very, very important role, and so is in the developed countries. And we look forward, how do we do this journey together, how we can help each other in this open ecosystem. Thank you so much. Over to you, Smita.
Thanks so much, Kapila. I was glad to hear that large corporates are actually joining hands with SMEs and working towards that. The next